Hey guys, it's SoFlo Josh and I'm over here at South Motors BMW to check out this all-new 2022 BMW 230i with the M Sport package, as you see right here. It's also finished in the Thundernight Metallic color. I love this color. Seeing it in person is actually a lot more better compared to the press photos we've seen from BMW media site, but it looks so much better in person. So let's get right into this video. So getting out in the front here, we have the traditional kidney grills up here in the front, but now they're enclosed. They are actually active aero kidney grills now. That's also better for fuel efficiency whenever the car is not moving, as well as the highway speed and every such thing. Down here would be the camera system for the active lane keeping assist and whatnot. Really like the way they designed the front end, though I feel like in some areas down here with this line here, it kind of contradicts with so many lines that are going on up front. But overall, I really do like this whole entire new kidney grille. Really aesthetically looks pleasing, and it's small. It's not, ginormous like the 7 Series and the controversial 4 Series, but overall it looks really nice. Over here you get to the side vents. These are actually not opened up, but there is an air curtain, traditional BMW styling right there. Every single BMW has air curtains always on the side. You do get somewhat of a lower lip spoiler right here. It's actually kind of rubber. It's not like a plastic stick-on, so not too bad, not too shabby. The light systems over here are the upgraded ones, so you get your DRL lights over here, as well as your projector lamp up there. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's a traditional BMW styling. Like I mentioned, there's somewhat of a weird lines that are going on with the designs here in the front, but I understand where they were trying to go with this. Also, some of these lines could also add to aerodynamic deficiency over to the side. You know how these lines go down, and it also carries over here to the side. So let's get onto the side. You do have these really nice rims here, finished in a satin finish with metal on the inlay, on the outlays. It looks very nice, as well as these red painted calipers. You could get the blue one, but they also offer a red painted caliper. These are probably running on the run flat. Yes, they are. They're running on the run flat, and the rim size is a 19-inch rim size. So these will probably add into somewhat noise into the cabin, but of course that's normal with run flat tires. They're usually louder. Nice fender flares here. They added this, I think, also because of the fact that the M2 will have, of course, a ginormous difference in fender flares, but overall really like the fact that they added somewhat more flare, somewhat more wideness to the actual 2 Series. Over here, nothing really changed. There's not even a design element like a kind of like how the 3 Series has, or the other BMWs have, like the X5, where it has like a little slat here. I wish they would have added some kind of air curtain around this area to go down here with some kind of stick-on thing that they have usually with BMWs, but they added this line here to concave a little bit. As you can see over there, it kind of concaves into there. You do have your side sills right here finished in the gray finish, but one thing I really do love is these door handles. These door handles look really nice. They're nice and flush, not too crazy. I mean, BMW is going to start doing that for a lot of their models when the next generation models come out. The 4 Grand Coupe actually has these door handles, but the regular 4 Series does not. You also do get your side mirrors here, finished in a black gloss with the same matching paint, as you can see. Overall, aesthetically, I like the way that this car looks from the side, but somewhat I'm gonna get to the back now, because I know the back is very controversial with a lot of people that have loved the previous gen 2 Series. So getting to the back, we have this 3D effect rear lamp here. I kind of do like it the way that they designed it in person, especially when it's on, but when it's off, it kind of just looks like it was just tacked on at a later point in the design process. So I like it, but I also don't like it. It is full LED, so that's a good thing, so you guys can note. You do still get that exact same gray finish from the side sills carried onto the back. You do also get dual exhaust tips for the 230i as well as the M240i. The only difference is the M240i has a different kind of setup in the back, where it's not exposed like this. It's more inward, but has an outline around it. So getting into the trunk over here, as you can see, already has a black gloss spoiler for the M Sport package. Whenever you get the other one, you don't have it. It is not power assisted, which is kind of normal. I wouldn't expect anything more with that. You do have somewhat kind of like areas to put some kind of grocery bags and whatnot. You have a little area here where you can put that. This bottom part does not open up, but you do get the 40-20-40 split with the rear seats, which is pretty cool, especially for a coupe. You wouldn't expect that to happen. I would have expected them to actually fully not even let you drop the rear seats, but luckily they actually let you drop the rear seats. You do get an LED light here, which is a good thing as well. Something that typically not a lot of car companies do. They'll offer a, you know, halogen style lighting system for the rear, but that's a good thing, because if you think about it logically, whenever you are in the night, you can't really see that much. But let's go ahead and look under the hood. Actually, I know some of you guys are wondering what it looks like underneath the hood. Getting under the hood, like I was mentioning, this one does offer the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, producing 255 horsepower and 298 pound-feet of torque. It is mated via an 8-speed in-house ZF transmission that BMW has created basically for all of their model lineup. The 3 Series has it, the 4 Series has it, even the 5 Series has this exact same engine. But overall, I mean, it's just an engine cover, nothing too much. There is an aftermarket kits for this car that you can also get for whenever you buy the car. You can buy from any big major BMW certified aftermarket kits like Dyna and so on and so forth. But overall, aesthetically, I mean, it's just an engine cover. Most cars are doing this for insulation, and there's a ton of insulation in there, so then there's not too much sound coming into the cabin. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the interior. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the interior. So like I mentioned, the door handle is nice and flush. You know, you pull up, it's not too short of a pull, so it's pretty good. At least it's not electronic like some other car companies do. So getting into the interior, you have this nice, you know, geo pattern finished here that they done with the 2 Series. I really like the overall design here that they done. Kind of adds something here. If you would have left it blank, I mean, it just looks bland, nothing too crazy. I mean, the 2 Series is supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be energetic, it's supposed to be crazy, so I can understand that. You do have these nice leather inlays, actually leatherette inlays right here. You do also have your switch gears here for your windows. You also have the power mirrors for both sides, and you have your regular door handle. The BMW design is very typical here. You do also get some kind of ambient lighting here. Of course, at night it doesn't light up. I mean, during the day it doesn't light up, but at night it does light up. Speaker system here. Yeah, you do have the Harman Kardon stereo system in here, which is a good thing. Let's go ahead and get into the interior and let's sit in it quick. So getting into the interior here, it's kind of traditional BMW style interior. You have, you know, your regular touchscreen display here. You know, you can go home, comms, navigation, car, and everything that you need to do. Heated seats for this model, of course, you have to get that as an option. Wireless charging over here, and your regular style cup holders. Your start stop buttons right down here. You have your engine start stop off as well, traction control, and you do have your sport modes, comfort, and eco pro. Auto hold is here too, and then you have your electronic parking brake. Once you depress it upward, and then you depress it downward in order to disengage it. You also have a area right here with the USB Type-C for charging down here, which is pretty cool. A little LED lighting down there, which is also nice for at night. It's actually pretty nice down there. Not too large, but at least enough so you could fit some like Pop-Tarts and whatnot. But overall, steering wheel feels really nice in your hand. 9-3 grip feel amazing, especially when you're gonna go around those tight corners. You do have paddle shifters up here for that 8-speed automatic transmission when you put into sport mode. Full-on digital gauge display. You could also get the non-digital, where it's the OLED backlit one, but this one is a full-on digital, which is typical. You also do have all your auto lighting systems over here. You can also lower and raise the dimming for the infotainment system as well as the digital gauge. And you also have, as you can see there, a heads-up display. Mirrors are pretty nice. You also have a large sunroof system right here. Pretty cool. I like the fact that they actually enclosed a larger one as opposed to the smaller one that was in the previous generation. So I really do like it, and it's also power assisted, so you can go ahead and power assist. I kind of wish it was manual for the size of this vehicle, but I can understand why they did it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the rear seats. Let's see if I can fit in the rear seats at 6 foot tall. Let's see. And also, whenever you put it to get into the rear seats, all you need to do is just press this lever and it will automatically go forward if you have the power seats. Now if you have the manual seats, then you would have to do it kind of like a 98 Civic EM1. So think about that for a second. But getting into the rear seats, it's a little bit tricky, but over here you go ahead and push this back and it automatically starts to adjust with electronically. You do have air vents right here for the rear seats, which is pretty good. And I have to say, for 6 foot, and this is where I would actually sit whenever I'm driving, I fit very well for my foot. Nothing too bad at all. You know, you have some nice little padding here on the side. You have your speaker system here and an area right here so you can put some other snacks. You do also have a cup holder area for the rear occupants right here. But overall, I mean, I have to say, this is actually a very, very nicely done rear seat. And like I mentioned, if you press this over here, you can actually lower it down for a ski through to the rear trunk area. But overall, I have to say, and the headroom is not too bad. At 6 foot tall, I'm sitting all the way up tall. It's touching, you know, my head, but it's not like where I have to like squint down. If I go all the way back, then yeah, but over here it's pretty good. You also have a little hook here for any kind of clothing that you get from your dry cleaners. But overall, I think it's a pretty cool thing. Really nicely done. Love the overall aesthetics to this rear end, and surprisingly I actually fit in here at 6 foot. Now let's wonder, how am I gonna get out of here? That's the real question. So getting out of the car, it's pretty difficult, but overall it's pretty cool that I can actually fit in the rear seats. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get onto the drive. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take it out for a drive, the 230i with the 2.0 turbo engine. Of course, putting it to drive is very easy, typical. You can also put it in the sport manual mode if you want, or you can have the transmission in sport mode, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in drive because somebody's actually gonna start picking this car up sooner or later. So getting into the drive, it's kind of like a typical BMW drive. Very, very easy to drive. Actually very, I feel like the steering input from this is very similar to what the 3 Series has, which is a good thing because the 3 Series is a very, very well done you know, sedan. It's the top benchmark. Everybody tries to compete against it. The C class, the A4, the TLX models, they all try to compete against that class. So now I feel like this is actually going to be the benchmark for the compact coupe market, and that's going to be a good thing because I mean, I wouldn't doubt that this car would be you know, a benchmark. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into sport mode really quick. I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but driving in sport mode, you know, you feel a lot more alive. You feel like that engine's gonna be roaring at you. Nothing out of this world, but it's a 2.0 turbo. It makes 255 horsepower. I think, in my opinion, that's adequate enough, and the amount of aftermarket things that are available for this engine is beyond, you know, imagination. The 2.0 is a very popular engine. A lot of people buy the 2.0 turbo for the regular 330i. There's actually a very small percentage of people who actually buy the M340i. Most of the time you have to special order M340i. It's the same thing for the 2 Series. Sometimes you have to special order an M240i in order to actually get one. But I have to say, the way that this car feels, the handling is very, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and take it around here, and then I'm gonna try the handling really quick to see how it actually drives a little bit better. But if we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead. Wow, that for the rear-wheel drive version, it doesn't even want to kick out, which is a good thing because you would expect it to kick out for the amount of speed I was giving into the input of the steering column. But I have to say, I am very, very impressed with the way that this 230i feels, and I can't wait to drive the M240i. That's going to be a whole entire different beast. Now remember that the M240i right now comes only equipped with the xDrive system. If you want to get the 230i only comes equipped with the rear-wheel drive system. You have to get the xDrive system later on for the next model year because they're not going to be coming out with it until then. But so far, I really do like the way this car feels. It feels immaculate in the way that it drives, and I really cannot wait, like I said, to drive the M230i. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out South Motors BMW. This is Genius right here, Rafael. He also works with Charlie, which he was a previous genius that used to do the videos with me, but now he's doing the videos with me, and he's the genius programmer that will help you out whenever you buy a BMW from over here at South Motors BMW. But once again, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe into the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.